There are thousands of DOS games. Most of them are terrible. I play one selected at random with a 20-minute time limit and record it live. This is the result. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Random DOS Game Show, and today we have a game called Champion of the Raj, which, judging by the intro splash screen here, leads me to believe that this game is set in the 1800s during the age of European colonialism in India. So, seems like a pretty safe bet, and pretty nice presentation so far, I gotta admit, with some pretty nice Roland music being pumped through here. And I think I just press enter, take us to the intro. London Docks, 1800. And pressing enter skips you to the next scene. I was bound for India as the new viceroy. Okay. So the game is casting us as the newly appointed British governor, essentially, of the Indian colony. Here comes our ship heading into the Indian coast. Leaving ship, I headed for Government House. And I think that's the protagonist. Footsteps approach in the bazaar. Uh-oh, well, look out behind you. The dude's got a knife. I was captured by a thug assassin. Oh man, this doesn't bode well. What's gonna happen? Looks like they have imprisoned the protagonist. But what's this? A mysterious lady has seemed to have thrown what looks like a file into the jail cell. So our main character makes his escape. Oh, gruesome. So this was quite the temple/dungeon he was being held in. And he's making his escape with the assistance of, I think, the lady who helped him earlier. Very atmospheric, I gotta say. I wasn't expecting this degree of personal drama so early in the game for what I assume is a strategy game, judging by the game's description on Exodus. But looks like we've arrived at a mountain retreat. Thank you both for helping me escape. We oppose the evil thugs until India is united against them. My granddaughter risked all to help you escape because you may be the one to achieve this destiny. Ah, so there's a bit of prophecy involved with this even. Interesting wall decorations there, I gotta admit. It's related to the Kama Sutra, maybe? Alright. And Government House at last. So after that little excursion, we finally arrived. Just in time for an ornate ball, looks like. Greetings, Sahib. We're holding a reception in your honor. Yourself, the Viceroy of the English East India Company. The Consul of the French East India Company. So they're introducing all of the major movers and shakers. The Emperor of the Mughal Empire at Delhi. I presume these are the major factions. The Maharaja Sikh of the Punjab. The Maharaja of the Maruthras. The Gurkha Prince of Nepal. Okay. I'm really digging the presentation so far. Okay, and I guess that was the intro. So here we are in the game. I'll go ahead and start the timer now that we're actually in control. And so this is interesting though. The intro of the game framed it like we were going to play the role of the leader of the British faction, but it looks like you can play as any of the major factions in the game. So, you know what? I think I might go with one of the non-European factions with this one. And maybe I'll go ahead and try the Gurkhas. I know they're known for their fierce warriors, so let's go ahead and give it a try. It said play. This is all mouse driven. There is an option, as you can see from the bottom. Gurkha Prince of Nepal, your empire 10,000 save, gets 15,000 in taxes. Its army costs 10,000, leaving 15. Okay. Yeah, as I was saying, there are multiple control options at the bottom of the menu, but I just opted for a mouse-controlled experience. There's a kind of a brief setup that you do before you actually fire up the game. But here we are, and it's India circa 1800, and we are the leader of the Gurkhas in Nepal. So it looks like we start with a very small territory. I wonder if I may have inadvertently maybe chose a harder difficulty by picking such a small faction, but for demonstration purposes, I'll just roll with it. So it looks like clicking on the icons here at the bottom, there is a little bit of a lag with the mouse, so you gotta kind of use a bit of a deft hand, I gotta admit. I'm not sure if that's an issue with the emulator or if that's baked into the game's code itself, but looks like clicking on these little icons at the bottom gives you summaries of different aspects of your empire. Nepal weaponry equals 90%, increasing the average to 100% would cost 5,000 in gold. Update? Interesting. So it looks like you're given the choice of how to allocate your funds about which parts of your empire you want to bolster. So that's weapons. Looks like that's also weaponry. So I guess offensive and defensive weapons and fortifications are both included. Let's see what this is all about. Industry equals 50%, increasing the average to 60% would cost 5,000 in gold. Update? You know what? That's probably a good idea. Improving one's industry is always a good idea, I feel, and it probably has a knock-on effect to probably making it easier to update your military later. So let's go ahead and hit yes for that. What happens? It looks like the icon changed too. What happens if we click it again? Costs 10,000 in gold. So, okay, so it looks like each successive update costs more in gold. It looks like you can either hit OK or no, and it gives you the same result for that. It just takes you back to the main menu without making any changes. So that's interesting. Is the map interactable? Yes, it is. It looks like it gives you brief synopsis of each of the territories too. So it looks like we're pretty close to a pretty weak territory, all things considered. And we Gurkhas are known for our fierce warriors, like I mentioned before. So maybe we should try out the combat. Let's try attacking this neighboring territory. Nepal attacks Ode. Nepal has 0,000 combatants and 10 others. Okay, so it looks like we have to increase the number of soldiers. So I just assigned 1,000 combatants, and that improved our odds. It's 12 to 10, looks like our favor. Now it's 24 to 10, and 36 to 10. This looks like a pretty healthy margin, I'd say. Let's go ahead and try attacking them. Do you want to command your troops yourself? Interesting. So is there a real-time strategy element to this? Let's go ahead and hit yes for demonstration purposes. Click the icons to command your troops in battle. Try to attack your enemy's weak points and make good use. I didn't catch quite all that, but okay. So here we are. And looks like left-clicking brings up a commands menu for every type of unit that's under your command. So we have infantry, cavalry, and we have war elephants, which I guess is in keeping with this part of the world, and cannons. Okay. Well, I think what we'll do, since we outnumber them pretty healthily, it looks like you select the unit and then you select what you want them to do. Okay, so you can tell them to charge, advance, retreat, circle, or wait. Okay. What does this do? Fire and wait. That makes sense since artillery is not very mobile. What can the elephants do? Charge, advance, retreat, circle, and wait. Okay. I think what I'll do, I'm not sure if this is good strategy or not, but I'll tell the cavalry to circle, and I'll tell the elephants a leader. Oh, okay, so that's what these tents represent. So the elephants can probably take a pretty hefty beating, so I think I'll have them try to smash through and hit the leader. I'll tell the cannons to fire on the infantry, and I'll tell our infantry to advance. Let's try that. I think, yeah, it just plays out automatically, so. And I think we can adjust it at any time. Yes, yes we can. But let's just see if this strategy was sound or not. Your infantry are panicking. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. Let's see. How about our cavalry charge their infantry? Because they're getting a little uncomfortably close to our cannons. Oh, looks like we drove them off. Never mind. Okay. It looks like our elephants are going to finish the job. Paul captured Oud with 1,000 losses. Okay. So I'd say that was a pretty healthy victory. Our mainline infantry did panic there, but the rest of our forces were able to pick up the slack. So it is now under our control. Oud, yeah. And it looks like, I think due to our forces that we committed there, we have a pretty healthy amount of forces stationed there now. So let's see what we can do with our newly captured territories. Industry is 10%, average for Empire 42. There's no prompt to upgrade it, though. I wonder if that only applies for your home territory. Interesting. Oh, this is law. Okay. Did I miss that with... Oud is a Muslim country of 5 million people. Status is 5. Interesting. Okay. Did I miss that when I clicked on our home territory? Yes, I did. What can I do with this? Nepal, increasing the average. I guess we could increase the law. It's only 1,000 gold. There we go. And it looks like there was some prompts when I accidentally clicked on some other territories. So it looks like there's an option for possibly diplomacy too. Let's try talking with Delhi, see what they have to say. I delivered your request for talks, O Gurkha Prince of Nepal, but the Mogul of Delhi is not available just now. Oh, well, okay. How about Bihar? It looks like we can only attack. Bengal is controlled by the British. There's no options there. And Punjab just has options to attack. Okay, well, I think what I'll do is that is this like an end turn button? This looks like this overall strategic map is turn-based because we're still at 1800 and no time seems to have passed. So we hit the bell. And what does that do? Your empire had 9,000 saving, it's 20,000 and 21,000 to taxes. Army cost 7,000, leaving 23. Okay. So yeah, it's 1802. So 2 years have passed. So I guess it passes in increments of a few years for every turn. It looks like we have some new options too. There's this Durba thing down here. I'm kind of interested. Punjab. What if we select Durba for Punjab? How many elephants do you want in the parade? Nepal now has 2 elephants and 13,000 in gold. Huh. Well, is this a way to maybe gain prestige or something by displaying our prestige and wealth or something? Let's go ahead and try it. An elephant parade of 5 elephants. Sure, why not? Ooh, very nice music. And this looks like a non-interactive portion, a little cutscene. Looks like these are the leaders in the parade with their elephants. Very nice music. Okay. I think I just click OK now that things are done. The Durba was a great success and improved your status with the other Indian rulers. Okay. Interesting. So, you know what this kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of like a Cinemaware title. This game wasn't developed or published by Cinemaware, but that's what it kind of reminds me of, because it kind of reminds me of, I don't know, a game like Defender of the Crown, for instance, because there is an overall strategic element, but it looks like there might be interspersed without like little like mini games and such that might have different controls and such. So it's very fascinating, I must admit. Let's see. Delhi is looking pretty vulnerable right now as well. Let's see. Are they willing to talk now? Nope, not available. Okay. Well, let's go back. Punjab, there's not even an option to talk to them. I guess we'll go ahead and attack Delhi next. Why not? Actually, before I do, let me just check my home province. Average for Empire 62. I'm not seeing an option to upgrade it though. Interesting. Oh, that's because I'm in Oud. Never mind. I clicked the wrong province. So yeah, only your home province can provide upgrades. I guess we'll improve our weaponry next, since that's going to be our focus here to attack the enemy. So we have pretty sizable force, I think. So let's go ahead and try this again. Nepal attacks Delhi. Let's see. Oh, wow. They have a lot of horses. I didn't realize they had this much. I think I read those statistics wrong. I may have to commit a lot to this. What the heck? Let's go ahead and send everything. We'll have 0 reserves, but you want to command your troops yourself? Sure. Why not? I have advice for you which has helped me in life. The expert is a person who avoids the small errors as he sweeps onto the grand fallacy. Okay, wow, that's a lot of infantry. Oh my goodness. What have I got myself into? I might lose this one. How about we'll just, maybe we'll just wait for now and see what they do, and then react accordingly. Okay, they're charging en masse. How about the elephants charge straight to their leadership, and the cavalry will circle. I'm not sure if this is going to do any good or not. Your infantry are panicking. Oh my gosh, this looks like a rout. Oh no. Oh no. This has gone horribly wrong. Alright, cavalry, just go ahead and just take out their leadership at least. Why don't you? You should be faster than them, so you should be able to take that out. Okay. Go ahead and just, I don't know, do a suicidal charge. Oh no. Your cavalry are panicking. Okay, well, at least they didn't all die, but we decisively lost that one. 4,000 troops, none of them regular troops. Yeah, they fought us off. Okay. So what did that leave us with? Yeah, pretty much a decimated army. I don't know if we have anything left after that debacle. Well, let's go ahead and end the turn, see what happens. Wouldn't surprise me if the other factions decide to move in. 21,000 taxes, okay. We raise an army again. Let's go ahead, maybe increase the weaponry. And there's another Durba option. Let's try it. Okay, it's another elephant parade. We saw that already. Alright, just move on quickly. Well, it was a great success, so at least I'm winning the diplomacy battles. But, let's see. Now are they willing to talk? Still not available to talk. So there's probably very specific criteria that you have to meet in order to communicate with other factions. But you know what? I think I'll go ahead and call it here, because I don't think I can do much else now that my army is totally spent. But I'll go ahead. I'm not sure how to get to the main menu, but in any case, I'll go ahead and figure out off camera. I'll cut here and I'll give you my thoughts. So that's Champion of the Raj. It's an intriguing strategy game with a setting that I feel you don't see very often in games, the colonial era of India. Obviously, it's a romanticized take, but hey, credit where credit is due. You can play as any of the major factions, including the non-European ones, and rewrite history if you feel so inclined. And I feel there's a decent amount of variety here between the turn-based map strategy to the real-time commanding of armies to the diplomacy and potentially other mini-games as well. And like I said before, it's very reminiscent of Cinemaware titles. Now, this was developed by Level 9 Computing, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were heavily inspired by those games. So who would I recommend this to? Well, obviously, it's an easy recommend for Cinemaware fans and people who like games like Defender of the Crown. But I feel like this is a pretty good game, though, also for just general strategy fans or people who have a burning interest in the history of India or the colonial era in general. Now, it may not be quite as deep or granular as maybe some die-hard strategy fans may like, so they may be a bit turned off by that. But for the rest of us, I think there's potentially a lot to enjoy here. So if this looked interesting to you, go ahead and try it out. I think you'll like what you experience. And if you want to see more of what the DOS gaming landscape has to offer, then you've come to the right place. We here at the Random DOS Game Show are tackling more or less the entirety of the DOS gaming library, one title at a time, and if you like what you see, consider subscribing. But that's all for today, and until next time, take care everyone.